Okay, so chapter 12 of Evan's Life on a Little Known Planet is basically pretty straightforward. The title of it is Insects and Society. Basically, he starts off by talking about how um, is there a point in acquainting ourselves with every insect, is what some people might say, because they don't understand why we can be so obsessed with insects, but yet they don't get the idea that if we weren't so obsessed with guinea pigs or we weren't so obsessed with rats, then we wouldn't have half the experiments, or even more than that, the experiments that we have now. Um, but yet, the author also wants us to know that we shouldn't give up entomology for fear of encountering disasters or diseases from them. For example, he references yellow fever and the Japanese beetle. If we didn't have entomology, a lot more people would be dying from yellow fever, and we would not have a solution for the Japanese beetle. And my interesting fact, since I took Latin class, is that pest is derived from the word pestis, which actually means plague. So it's pretty much saying that anything that is a pest is a plague, or it's a nuisance, or is something that's bothersome. So if it's something that's bothersome, are we to say that if we say an insect's a pest, that every insect is a pest? The author is trying to get us to understand that not every insect is a pest. Just because humans may say it's a pest doesn't mean that it is bothersome or shouldn't be in our world. Also, this chapter is talking a lot about chemicals and ecology. It talks about, for example, that chemicals can be dangerous, like if you use them too much, or like you don't follow the directions, which I mean is important. You should always follow the directions for chemicals, but it's like talking about how if we didn't have chemicals, like for example, DDT, which caused a lot of problems during this era. They thought it was cancerous, which I don't know for sure if it is or not, but it says in the book it wasn't during this time period, but I don't know if they had as much research on it then. But anyway, back to the point. DDT pretty much saved 5 million lives and at least preventing 100 million illnesses. That's a lot of illnesses to thank for one insecticide. Um, Also, another interesting fact is without insecticides, we would not be able to feed ourselves and the world adequately without them. Even with preventatives now, insects account for at least 4 billion in crop damage and loss. Also, he's talking about the way our technology and world is changing as far as like bulldozers. Bulldozers take out more animals and insects than we ever could think that chemicals could. I mean, we're so worried about ourselves when we should be worried about the world that we want to live in. We're worried about survival and being able to stop cancer, and being worried about stopping wars when we're not even paying attention to the world that we live in and what kind of world we want to live in. I mean, is it going to be a chemically damaged world? I mean, he's not saying that chemicals are bad, and he's not saying chemicals are good. He's saying that we should pay attention to how we use these chemicals and what kind of people we want to be, as far as, do we want this planet to be ruined? Do we want this planet to be filled with insects? So that's basically what this chapter is about. He's just talking about mostly how insects can interact with humans, and how they've interacted with humans beneficially and not beneficially, and the opinions of people as far as chemicals and ecology in reference to insects. Okay, thanks. Bye.